Hey everybody, it's time once again for One Piece manga review. Yes, last week we didn't have a chapter. I know we all cried ourselves to sleep over it, but this week we have a chapter, and it is chapter 617, entitled The Shocking Incident at Coral Hill. And first of all, I want to talk about this cover page a little bit, because it is Zoro's sensei, and he is at Kuina's grave, and he's keeping her up to date. So I guess he goes there and he talks to her and tells her, oh, Zoro's doing this and that, and look what he's doing now. So she's knowing what's going on. And this is going to go into the whole thing with a lot of people had speculations that she's not really dead, or that she is Tashigi. But a lot of people were saying this lays this to rest. I really just kind of accepted that girl just was like, had uncommonly looked like her, and wasn't her at all, because why wouldn't she have known who Zoro was if he could recognize she looked just like Kuina? Now the simple thing is, even if maybe they're like lost sisters, I don't know, who knows. But okay, but she's not. And of course she would have been better than Tashigi, I think, overall. She was already kicking Zoro's ass, so if she was alive, she would have been a little bit better, in my opinion. But that's just me. So yeah, feel free to let me know what you think, but I'm really heading towards that. Yeah, they're not the same person. So learn to deal with it, people. I got an idea for a little game. What do you think the next, from the decks of the world is going to be? Who's it going to be next? So the chapter starts off with Hody Jones and his crew being there, and Neptune's all like, let me go, please, anything, so I can go rescue my daughter. She's she's worth more to me than anything. And he's just begging and crying. And Hody Jones is like, whatever. And there's some interesting things. He's like, who would have thought that the Straw Hat Pirates of Prophecy would have lent us their power in taking control of Ryugu Palace? Now, people were talking about, what's this mean by prophecy? I don't know. This could be just like a mistranslated word. It could be what Shirley was talking about with Straw Hats destroying Fishman Island. But prophecy seems like something that's been long set. I don't know. Exactly. The only thing I can think is that he means something to do with, them being the ones who defeated Arlong and that. So that's my guess. Like, I don't know exactly. And Nami's like, prophecy. She don't know what it is either. But then she noticed that Hody has an Arlong tattoo, and she's kind of freaking out by it, like, whatever. And we come to find out that Hody Jones, that's where we knew he was in the Neptune army. But he says the only reason he joined was just so he could learn some combat techniques and some battlefield experience, and he didn't really give a shit about it. It's pretty much just to get himself better and stronger. He just goes on about the same shit. He's like, oh, would it be like Arlong? Oh, Arlong, man, I love you, Arlong. But and he's gonna, reinstate Arlong's will, pretty much. And yeah, that's basically it. And during this whole thing, Nami's like, I don't know, she's getting pissed off or what. So it could be bringing back some bad memories. People were talking about how, like, oh, she should be grown up over it. Well, he did kill her mom, and she remembers all that suffering that Arlong did. So she's going to know that she can't let this guy continue on. So, yada yada. So he grabs, like the fucking wall or a pillar or something of the castle, and just pretty much destroys the castle. Yeah. And then his crew were like, so he hadn't taken any of those ES pills yet, the energy steroids. And so like the castle's coming like crashing down, and like water's coming in. So that's not good for the Straw Hats. Now, I guess for all the fish and mermen, whatever, they're fine because they can breathe on their water. And he's just laughing the whole time. And then he can do, like, you remember Arlong? He could use water to shoot out, and he does the same thing and turns into like arrows. And he's shooting it just indiscriminately at like all of the King's men. And then the King Neptune actually like jumps in the way to protect them. And then at this, Hody Jones is like, how dare you do that? You're not worthy of being a king if you would be your shield for your own subjects. And pretty much the two advisors were like, how could you, Hody, blah, blah, blah. And Usopp's freaking out. He's like, this guy's stronger than Arlong. Oh. And then Zoro's like, fuck this, time to do something. So Zoro busts out one sword style. And it's a new move, Disaster Harbor Bird. And he shoots off like a giant, like not a giant, but a big, like, you know, flying attack that a lot of people were talking about. It kind of looks like a smaller version of what Mihawk used when he was at when he tried to kill Whitebeard, or you know, whatever, at the strongest slash at the war. So, but Hody just grabs up one of his own crew and just like uses him as a shield to block it. And Zoro's like, that's despicable that he would do such a thing. And then come to find out that Nami has like run off. And who knows what she ran off for. A lot of people are speculating for that, so we'll have to talk about that in a little bit. And it's funny, Brooks, like, he's making fun of himself because like the water's coming in. He's like, oh, I can already feel I'm getting weak with the water at my feet. And Zoro's kind of pissed. He's like, the negotiations are broken off. I guess, you know, we was going to get the Sunny and get the fuck out of there. And he's like, I couldn't even keep my promise to return all the hostages safely. And the catfish, I guess he's, whatever he is, the not seahorse one, but the other one of the advisors, is like, oh, what an honorable man. So I think something like this is going to play up in the long run. Like, I don't think that, at least some of the people are going to know the Straw Hats aren't that bad of people. They're going to realize it sooner than later. You know, they always have these kind of misunderstandings a bunch, but it'll get sorted out sooner than later. So he tells Usopp to free everybody and let them get out of there. And Hody's like, I won't let you do this, yada yada. And he sends his crew to go attack, but then Usopp busts out with a new attack. You know, Sure Kill, Green Star, Rafflesia, which I heard was like, really should be translated as like stink or nasty or like foul smelling. And it's one of the flowers bust out. And it turns out it's like some flower, I guess it puts off like this terrible odor, and everybody's holding their nose, even Hody Jones. And about this point, Zoro cuts Neptune free with his chains, just like nothing. And he asks them to get, you know, Usopp and Brook out of here, and so that everybody can escape. Then he takes a deep breath. And he says, if that guy follows after you, nobody's going to be safe. So Zoro realizes this guy's pretty badass, so he's going to have to deal with him here. And then we get the cool little picture, like Zoro's just kind of like standing underwater. And, what's that? I didn't notice that. I guess that's just a shark, huh? And Hody Jones is there. And Hody Jones is like, I'm going to take his kingdom. So we're going to have a face-off with Zoro and Hody Jones. A lot of people, I guess you're kind of expecting that later, but I guess a lot of people, you wouldn't have thought about that, because most people were speculating that Zoro was going to fight the octopus merman guy, who's supposedly the best swordsman in Fishman Island. So, why is he going to fight Hody? I don't know. Maybe he's going to get broke up, whatever. Shit like that could happen at any moment, because people were saying like something could come up. Nami might show up. I'm still leading towards Nami's got something planned, because she's pissed, I think. I don't think she's scared or whatever, upset as much as she's just pissed. She's going to end up doing something, and she's going to defeat Hody, which would be funny. But Hody's going to have to definitely use his energy steroids at some point. Or there wouldn't have been no need for Oda showing them to us. Like, you know, he's going to pop a bunch when he fights Zoro, or if this fight gets disturbed somehow, him having to fight Luffy down the road, he's going to need to pop them. And it's not going to really help, and maybe it'll cause him like either to die or to lose or something. Now we cut back to Sanji and Chopper, and they're just hanging out, trying to work on Hachan. And then they see Luffy and Megalo and the princess come flying in, and they're like, oh, it's Luffy! And then Luffy sees them all, and because they're like, oh, it's the captain of the, because they're all getting the blame for kidnapping mermaids, even though we all know it's Caribou. But at this point, Megalo looks like he ain't gonna be able to hold the princess in any longer, and he ain't looking too good. And Luffy's like, I'm gonna jump down and see what happened. And Luffy runs over, and he's like, what happened to Hachan? He's like, he won't tell us. He just wants us to get off the island. So definitely, when Luffy finds out what happened to Hachan, and when Vanderdecken's got to be showing up pretty quickly, I guess. And so Luffy's definitely going to have to, he's going to want to kick the shit out of Vanderdecken for many reasons, especially what he's done to Hachan, you know, when he messed with his friends, woo. And also him going after Shirahoshi now. And about this time, Megalo spits Shirahoshi out, and then everybody sees her and they're like, it's the mermaid princess! And she actually looks kind of cute in this picture. She's all like, oh. And Luffy's like, shit, you know. And Chopper's freaking out. She's Hugh. Wait you mean, oh, mermaid princess. And the translation here, like a lot of people were speculating, I think it's messed up. Because it says, Sanji says, what's that? There's something behind her. And we all know that he would see the mermaid, he'd probably freak out. So when it comes, and what someone I read on the forums is they read the raw, and it's pretty much just says, what's that behind? You know, and not like, and not behind like her. Because Chopper's facing one way, and he's looking at Chopper, and Chopper's looking at the mermaid. So obviously the mermaid's behind Sanji. Okay, so that's what it is. And Chopper's just like, don't relapse, Sanji, don't relapse, don't relapse. Don't relapse. And he's like, if you relapse, you're going to lose your life this time. And he might, if he finds out, if this is the mermaid princess and he sees the mermaid princess, he's going to relapse. So overall, this chapter, like, it was a progressing chapter. It wasn't a lot of action going on. There was some action. It was mostly setting up for stuff to come. The main things is Zoro and Hody. Are they going to actually fight? And is their fight going to be awesome or what? Is Zoro's underwater? Hody hadn't took any energy steroids. What's the deal with that? How's that going to go down? Is Sanji going to see the mermaid princess and fucking die? Where's Nami at? Is everybody going to escape the palace? When's Vanderdecken going to show up? Those are the kind of things we're going to, you know, we're looking forward to next chapter probably. And who knows, Oda might screw us over and skip over to like Robin and Frankie and stuff and not even cover the Hody Jones fight or Vanderdecken showing up or Sanji dying possibly. Any of that sort of thing. So yeah, that's what that is. It's kind of good. You kind of learn some information about Hody Jones. You understand that like he pulls up one of his own crew to take the blow for him. He's kind of even worse than Arlong in that fact, because Arlong he did care about his own crew at least, even though he hated the humans. But he wasn't. He was sad when his crew got destroyed and wiped out and everything, and mad. Whereas Hody would use them like he would the humans, if you know, it helps him. And I guess maybe it's just like he thinks he's got to go the next step that Arlong wasn't willing to go to get to his goal, if you will. Another thing, let's see what else happened. What's everybody's reaction to the mermaid princess? What's up with that? Are we ever going to see Caribou again anytime soon, or is it going to be later on before we see him again? We just keep getting hints that he's kidnapping more mermaids. If he did get out of there, though, he'd probably have a fuckload of mermaids, and they're going for a lot. And if he could catch up all that money that he's got, that'd be pretty impressive. What else? Yeah, that's about it. Like I said, I thought this chapter was pretty good. What we did get out of it, like, this is the difference. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, fights and action and shit like that. Yeah, okay, but, like, what you do, every chapter ain't gonna be like that. You're going to have some little bit of story development, and Oda chooses and picks what small amounts he throws in there, like kind of get like a little character of Hody Jones a little bit more, a little backstory on him, character of Zoro, and character of the King, and see what they'll do, and kind of hinting towards other stuff, get to see what little Usopp can do. Yeah, I mean, a lot of that sort of thing happened in this chapter. So that's what we look forward to seeing. Hody fighting Zoro possibly, and maybe Luffy fighting Vanderdecken soon. Yeah, so feel free to let me know what you thought about the chapter and all that jazz as well, and what did you like it, didn't like it, you know, whatever your opinions on it. I don't think it was the best One Piece chapter ever of anything, but it's definitely setting you up for, wow, I want to see this fight with Hody and Zoro, because we really want to see if Zoro can fight. I mean, not if he can, but what can he do now? So yeah, that's the review-ish, recap-ish part of the video. And now it's going to be time for the favoriteest part of all my videos, is the crazy theories of the week. And this week I'm trying to push the videos out quicker because everybody's like, quicker, I can't talk. Quicker is better. So I looked over some stuff, and a lot of this a lot of the things come from the spoiler thread and crazy theories from there. And when I looked at the threads, the main thing they were doing, they were arguing about the whole Kawina is Tashigi argument is finished and yada yada, and that was a big thing. And they were also arguing about Zoro, is he opening one of his scarred eyes? Is it open in there? Some people were saying no, 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 and some people were saying yes, 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 yes. So I mean, I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it's definitely not fucking wide open. So we'll have to wait and see if that happens. And what else was it? Somewhere else I was arguing about. Oh, and they were talking about Zoro always being handicapped and stuff. So yeah, but these are some other ones. I wrote them down, so forgive me. And I don't know how crazy these are. They might not even be that crazy. That there's somebody bigger than Hody Jones is like controlling Hody Jones, and yeah, that's definitely possible. But that boss is like a level 6 escapee from Impel Down, and that's kind of a crazy theory, but it's actually kind of cool too if that's the truth. Like maybe there was some like super badass evil fishman in there that escaped somehow. So we'll have to wait and see if that's true or not. Another one is that Luffy's going to fight Jinbei. Now, I really don't know if that's going to happen or not. They seem to be pretty damn close. Jinbei risked his life for him and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I doubt that. People could speculate that back when they first met up, but not anymore. I don't see that as happening. A lot of people were just saying that Luffy needs to fight somebody more awesome, and that a lot of people think Sanji might fight Vanderdecken or Caribou, so that Luffy needs to fight someone even bigger to make a bigger name for himself, you know. So we'll just have to wait and see here what happens. And the last one is, actually I made reference to it during the whole first part of the video, is that once Sanji looks at the Mermaid Princess, he'll be like instant death, like maybe his head will explode. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, there was another good one that I didn't write down that I saw, was that since Sanji got the donation blood from the Okama guys, that now he's immune to feminine wilds or something. I don't know. Maybe that has helped him calm down, but I don't think Sanji's characteristics will change as much as he won't be all like head over heels for women anymore. So those were some of the crazy theories and not super crazy theories that I saw this week. And you know what time it is for you now. So you make sure you post your crazy theories below. And everyone needs to thumbs their crazy theories up. And the top 3 will get featured in the next video. And like I say every time, it seems like people ain't doing it as much, so whatever, but I'm going to keep doing it because a lot of people say that I should keep doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. So make sure you're thumbing them up, but I'm picking the top 3, and then I'll pick one of my own. It doesn't even have to be a crazy theory. It could be some comment like this week isn't crazy theory. So yeah, that's that. So now it will be time to reveal your crazy theories. Are you ready? Damn, I don't like this fucking thing. I need to open. Okay, that's number 1. That's number 2. Number 3. Okay, now time for the top 3 crazy theories as posted by you, the viewers, from last video. And coming in at the 3rd most popular with 4 thumbs up comes from user BoomMan3. And his or her crazy theory is Luffy will somehow trick Vanderdecken into touching himself, and he will be defeated when his own attack homes in on himself. Okay, that does sound kind of crazy and kind of cheap, but it actually sounds kind of cool too. Now, the thing with this is it's kind of a good strategic thing if he could get away with it, if he finds out how his powers work, but it's Luffy. He doesn't usually fight like that, although he did kind of, oh, but that was filler anime. That didn't happen in the manga, so I was thinking about when he did Mizu Luffy to fight Crocodile. But he usually just uses his fist and power and moves and shit, so I don't think he'll do that, even though it is a cool idea. Alright, so the next crazy theory with 8 thumbs up comes from user Rasengan Redden. Sorry, I probably said that all horrible. He says, my crazy theory is just as Decken is about to confront Luffy, Caribou appears out of nowhere to claim the princess as his own, and they start fighting while Hody and his subordinates have their hands full with Zoro and the rest of the crew at the palace. And during all the chaos, Nami is kidnapped by Arlong, who has returned to Fisherman Island after hearing of the Straw Hat arrival. Okay, that's definitely crazy and would be kind of interesting, but probably a little too crazy. And for the simple fact, I don't know if Arlong's actually going to show up in this or not. So a lot of those crazy theories are floating out there that Arlong's going to show back up. I even have one in the back of my head, but I'm not going to reveal it because it's crazy in my book. So yeah, I don't know, not insanely impossible, but still interesting. And the number 1 crazy theory from the last video comes from user Claude1234. And his crazy theory is, my crazy theory is that Luffy is taking Shirahoshi to the graveyard because he wants to bang her. Man, it seems like all the crazy perverted theories always gets voted up. There was like one something about a giant dildo or something last week or whatever. Jesus Christ, I know y'all are a bunch of young boys, but fuck. Can we be a little less perverted, please? I doubt that's going to happen. I don't think Luffy even thinks about that. If he didn't have sex with Boa Hancock, having sex, how do you even have sex with a mermaid princess? How would he manage that? Let me know what you think. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. You probably would let me know anyway, but whatever. And then now, this is the comment that I picked, and the only reason I picked it was to make this person's day because they really wanted the comment picked. So, you can call this pandering if you will. So hopefully it makes them happy. If you're happy I picked your comment, then let me know. Because if you're not, then I'm never picking anybody's comment when they beg me again. And this one comes from user Dizil911. Dude, I listened to a lot of reviews and yours is the best. Please read this on your next video. Please. Smiley face. So there you go. I read that motherfucking comment because it kissed my ass enough that I just could not read it. You know? Gosh. Well, this is coming to the end of the review and crazy theories and your crazy theories and all that. So this is the small, painfully difficult part where I whore out myself like a $2 tramp on the fucking side of the road giving blowjobs for a nickel bag of crack. Okay? I don't even know if they sell nickel bags of crack because I don't do that, but YouTube, this is like me buying a nickel bag of crack, okay? Me being like, please do this, rate my video, please, thumbs up, please, 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 please. I need the thumbs. A lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't do that all that much, but, you know, gotta remind you, even though you forget. Comment, whatever you like the video, hate the video, whatever. Comments are good, golden. Anything about the review I did or something I missed, that's always good, because if it's something I missed, because I usually don't, like, read these reviews, like, write them down and stuff. I just kind of, you know, read the chapter and I look at it, you know, I know it's cheating and go, and then that's the reason I do a lot of like recapping and telling you what's happened in the chapter, just because it, you know, refreshes my memory, and then oh yeah, this and that, and talk about it. That's why I do that, okay? Can you deal with it? No, whatever. Yes, Kara raped the video. Yes, I know, thumbs. I know I said it twice already. And if for some reason you thought this one was exceptionally great, you can favorite it, because favoriting makes me favorited. And favorited is great. And hookers and dolls and chicken wings and all that, puppy dogs, whatever the fuck makes you happy, that makes me happy. And check out my links below: Twitter, my second channel, my collab channel that I'm doing with a bunch of other fucking weirdo anime freaks on the internet. Woo! It's called the Cool Otakus, and you should check it out. We're doing a bunch of stuff. You're going to get to see a bunch of different things. So if you haven't already subscribed to that, subscribe to that, and subscribe to my second channel. This is like a vlog channel if you want to hear about my life and my opinions on other shit and how miserable a human being I am. My Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I'm on more followers. I got like 91. I'd like to get up to 100 someday. That would be great. And I'd like it to be more like real people than just like spam ass motherfuckers, because I'm getting tired of all the spam ass motherfuckers. Let's see. Check out my links on my blog. I got videos up. I haven't put any new ones up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm busy. But watch them again if you liked them, or if you haven't seen them yet, if you're a new subscriber. And just, you know, let y'all know, thanks to everybody and all that stuff. I appreciate everything. I know this whoring out part sucks, but it's just mainly to remind people, because this is what YouTube requires. And there's no rule against asking and begging for thumbs and favoriting and shit, and it does help the agenda of getting more popular and doing better, and that's what I want to do. And if everybody does it, then it'll be a great world, happy, happy, joy, joy, all that bullshit. So yeah, that's about it. Just tell me what you thought, how much you hate me, how much you love me, and all that. And see you next time with another One Piece review. Actually, though, I'll probably have a Bleach and a Naruto, but we all know One Piece is the best. Ooh, fanboy. So yeah, thanks guys, I appreciate it, I really do, even if I'm an asshole sometimes. Thanks for everything, I appreciate all your support. Support everybody else that does this sort of thing. You know, my box on my channel, got all kinds of people. If you want to see other people, if you just came across my review, go check out some of their videos. A lot of people where they review the same things, you might get different perspectives, or they review other stuff you might be interested in that I don't review. So anybody boxed in my channel, on my channel page, you should check them out, okay? Yeah, alright, see ya, bye. Alright, fuck off, I hate all of you. Oh shit, I forgot to cut the video.